feel like, okay, you can see us, right?
Yes. Can you see me? I think I need more
Yes.
lighting. Oh
Great.
no. Let me
It's
see.
so lovely to meet you virtually.
Oh my gosh, it's so nice to meet you guys.
It's literally, I cannot right now, but it's so like nice to meet you. I'm Valentina. I'm Valeria.
Okay, cool. So you guys are twins
Yes,
or
we are.
okay, that's amazing. Yeah, I love that you guys are sisters doing this because I have a sister. I'm not a twin, but we're
Mhm,
really close. So I totally get it.
mhm.
But yeah, it's so nice to meet you guys.
It's so nice to meet you. I have to tell you, so we saw Saturday night like 3 times. Um,
No way.
yeah,
Oh
like,
my
and it was in the same weekend. Yeah, so like when it came Friday, out, Saturday, Sunday, like we were, it was
God, full
everything.
viewing.
No, I
So,
loved it. I loved it so, so much. And I was just like infatuated by the whole cast, but
mhm.
everybody played their part so perfectly. And
Oh my
like
gosh, yeah.
you also just like those, that's a thing. Sometimes I feel like in movies and stuff like that, every now and then you have people that are kind of like fillers
Mhm.
and aren't necessarily like it's not that they don't, but I feel like you kind of also brought this energy where it kind of sucks you into the time and place of everything and makes you kind of lose yourself in the film and forget that you're watching it, which is such an experience. And when you responded, I was head over heels. I was so excited because again, like I'm in awe by you. Again, everybody just did it so effortlessly and
Yeah.
I'm such a fan.
No.
You can
Oh
tell.
my gosh. Well, thank you so much for saying that. And for you guys, the fact that you went like 3 times to see it, because the whole cast, it was such an incredible opportunity to be able to work with them. And especially Jason Reitman, the director, he is incredible. And I feel like when you are watching the movie, it's exactly like what you said. You are completely swept up into the whole timeline of like what happened, and you're just like taken into the story. And he did such an incredible job capturing and directing everything, and the whole cast. I was just like, it was so cool to be able to obviously work with everyone because all the whole cast is just so talented. But everyone, if you look back, have you guys ever seen like old clips of SNL
Oh
and like,
yes.
yeah. Okay. So you guys are big fans of
Yeah.
us and everything. Yeah. And everyone, I mean, everyone was picked so perfectly for their roles and looked just like the characters and had the same mannerisms and everything. So I was so lucky that I got this opportunity, and even being able to get to know Edie Baskin, the person that I played,
Mhm.
was an amazing opportunity. And she obviously has a very, very small role in the movie, but she lived an incredible life. And so to even get to know her and what she did for SNL for 25 years was amazing.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
That's so, so lovely. I feel like, how was that opportunity kind of presented to you?
So I have been acting for a couple of years now,
Hmm.
for about 6 years, except obviously COVID happened. So that kind of derailed a bit. And then we had the strikes. But so off and on for the past 6 years. And I'm with an agent. I'm represented in Atlanta, and I actually am from very close to Atlanta in South Carolina. So a lot of the work that I would get was based on a lot of the movies I would film and shoots. I would have to go up and down to Atlanta. And I worked with one casting director, Rose Locke, who is amazing. She does a lot of the casting for different movies that shoot at Trillo Studios and things like that. And so she actually had used me for Megalopolis just as an extra, and I was like one of the, have you guys seen Megalopolis by
Not
chance?
No, yet. We've heard so much about it.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's a really cool movie. It's Francis Ford Coppola's, big project that he's been working on for like several decades. And I was fortunate that I got to be able to kind of again, I was just like a background actor in that, but I was playing one of the bridesmaids in the movie. And so, anyways, Rose, who was one of the casting directors, I had submitted for Saturday night, and then kind of production got paused because of all the strikes and everything happening. And then I resubmitted, and she reached out and asked me if I'd be open to possibly playing Edie. And I was like, oh my goodness, absolutely. I was so excited. However, so I'm an actor, but I have another job because actors need to make money.
Yeah.
And yeah, you guys understand the struggle. So I actually am an art director and I work in Italy, which is where I am right now. I'm in Florence because I'm helping open an exhibition here. So I was supposed to be in Florence for 2 months, which was the same time that filming was happening. So I was fortunate enough that I was able to actually still take the role and still be able to work remotely from Atlanta, which I was really lucky to be able to do that. So yeah, Rose was the one who basically gave me the opportunity, and then Jason was the one. Well, ultimately, Jason was the one because he picked me. And yeah, so yeah, that was basically it.
I am freaking out right now. Pause. I just I love okay, wait. First of all, art director, that is insane. I don't know what I thought you were gonna pull up with, but I was not expecting that. And I'm actually more of a fan of yours now when you say
Oh my
that,
gosh,
because how dare you be this cool? I feel like
that is too kind, but
I'm just
no, oh
like
my
in the middle
gosh.
of I'm just in like Arizona right now, just kind of like Italy. What? I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, have you seen
Oh,
Sex in the City?
sorry.
Have you ever seen Sex in the City?
Oh, love Sex in the City. Oh
Yeah,
my
you're
God.
like a Charlotte moment right now. So it's
Oh, okay.
yes.
Yes. Charlotte is the blueprint. I feel like our personalities aren't the same, but I love, like, obviously she's like the gorge gallerist in like New York City. Yeah, no, so I'm fortunate. I work actually alongside a couple of artists, but mainly with my mom, who is an artist in Florence. And we collaborate and I help put on her exhibitions and others. And so I love my job. I love the fact that I'm able to do both, that I can, be an actor and I can work in art direction. It's definitely like I'm just really, really grateful. And it's been a journey because I think a lot of times as creatives, and I think you guys can relate to this, it's not like a straight path. You kind of figure out how to like what you want to do in life is sometimes like a long process. And like I've only recently been working in Florence for the past 2 years. And before then, it was a lot of just sitting behind the computer doing things that weren't as fun. But now I actually get to be a part of like the exhibitions and seeing them come to life and then promoting them. So that part is really, really cool. And then, the flexibility is something that's also not super common, but I'm fortunate that like if I needed to be on set for a month to be able to work on something, I could because I can be able to work remotely as long as it doesn't interfere with other work that I have to do here. But then again, like when I got this role, when we were filming for Saturday night, it was from March until May. And so I was able to go and be able to do that. Yeah, so it's I'm really lucky that I get all these opportunities. I have to say, like it's not every day that people get to be able to be in Italy and be on set.
Mhm. That's so amazing. I think it's like so amazing that you're an actress. I think what can be so daunting at times is maybe I don't know, like acting in a room full of people. How do you do that? How do you just act as the character but also take direction?
I think, yeah, I think whenever you're on set, you're just fully kind of you're just like fully in it. So it's kind of cool because everything that's happening, like you have all the crew and the cast. And I know for me, anytime I'm working on something, the first few days, if I'm like actually there for like a couple of days or a couple of weeks, the first day is kind of nerve-wracking. And then you kind of get into it and it all becomes really exciting. And you kind of are like, I definitely have anxiety. So I always get nervous because I'm like, you want to show up and you want to do a good job. And so, of course, like the first day is always kind of, I get kind of anxious. But one thing that helps is there's so much going on at all times that you're just swept up in everything. And I'm not a morning person. And we always, your call time is usually like 6, 7 a.m. So I'm so tired that I can't even be anxious. Like I'm just there and I'm ready to go. And, you know.
No, I feel like, well, actually, I was thinking about it right now. I bet your perspective is so unique because you kind of have to like really indulge in art, but then when I feel like you get given a script, I bet your perspective is so different. Do you have any other passions when it comes to that? Even when it's like if it's producing or screenwriting, now that you kind of have a different, I don't know, you have different sort of like creative outlets in a way, kind of how that could affect your perspective in a good way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think because of what I do with like how I work in art, so a lot of it is more of the behind the scenes, like organizing and promoting. I'm definitely more familiar with like the production side of film. So even I've been lucky, I have a lot of friends who work in film, and I've been able to help like in producing with short films for them. So on that side of things, I think that's really exciting because you get to, with producing, it's like you get to kind of do the organizing of the film and things not necessarily on set, but how it all comes together. So even, for example, one short film that I'm working on, it's called Nepo Baby, and my friend Rachel Smith is directing it. She's an amazing director, and she's been working in film for 5 years, and she graduated from USC with me. And that has been fun because I've been able to help with like the casting process and how we would be able to promote it once we're trying to get fundraising for it and things like that. So that side of film I really enjoy. And I think if I was to see myself outside of acting, I would love to be more on like a producer side of things. So yeah, directing, that is not my forte. And even I think that's why I'm so in awe of directors and how they're able to like make everything come together because you have to be so on. And so like they have to see the bigger picture before everyone else does, which for me it's kind of hard because I'm trying to kind of pinpoint like little things of how everything comes together, but they've already have exactly their vision of what they want. So I think directors are awesome and I don't think I could ever do it, but producing would be really, really cool to be on that side of things.
Absolutely. I love everything you just said. I think it's so absolutely beautiful that you have your own interests, but you can also see the beauty in these other fields. Working along Jason Reitman, what would you say? I know you just mentioned that sometimes they have to keep it all together. How did you see him do that or direct you? How did you see that come to life in this film?
Oh, okay. So these are great questions. I'm like, wow. Uh, so with Jason, it was interesting because he was in other films that I've kind of briefly worked on. It's I've mainly seen like the ADs be really proactive on set and kind of helping with direction, but it was really cool seeing him be so hands-on and so fully part of like the creative process. But for him, he would even, it didn't matter if he was talking to like the main star, Gabe, who plays Lorne Michaels, or if he was talking to like little old me who had one line in the movie. Like he was very hands-on and always so um he was just like a really how do I describe it? He was so personable. And so he was so like fully involved with everything and like even how the set looked and the direction that he would personally give each of the actors and how the layout of like the cameras would be with the cinematographer and things like that. So yeah, it was really cool seeing him and you know him as a director. Like again, just a very, very talented, great director.
I so want to know this. What are your favorite films? Give us like three. I know it's like so
Oh,
hard to be like, give me four or three or something, but like, give me three movies that are your favorite. I'm so interested.
favorite films. I am such a girly girl when it comes to
Mhm.
certain movies. I love, okay, this is kind of cheesy, Princess Diaries.
That is not
Love
cheesy.
Princess Diaries. It's like nostalgia for me.
Yes. Hmm.
And I'm so happy that the third one is coming out. Like I can't.
Yes. That is me with Freaky Friday. I
Yeah,
think I'm like
yes.
such a fan of that movie. Like nobody gets it, but like
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and see it in the theater if it comes out in the theater.
Oh my God, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like love, and those are kind of like similar. Like they
Hmm.
came out in the early 2000s, so it's a lot of nostalgia, and it just makes you feel so good. And
Yeah.
yeah, so that's definitely one. Other one, Breakfast at Tiffany's, so classic. I love Aud Aubrey. I love Audrey Hepburn. She's incredible. And she is someone that like just her, not only as an actor, but a person, I always looked up to since I was 15. So she's definitely just her in general, but also Breakfast at Tiffany's is another comfort movie. And there, okay, third one, I'm trying to think. I do love, um, oh, okay, this is like a another old movie, but it came out in 1973, I think, and it's called The Boyfriend with Twiggy.
Hmm.
And it's a British movie. Do you guys watch British film by chance?
So, I mean, and every now and then, yes, but I feel like I've been trying to get more into those. I'm like such a Marilyn Monroe girl. Like, I love her so much.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
watch a bunch of her films, but I will definitely watch that one. Like, we will definitely watch that. But I love all of
Yeah.
those picks.
Yeah, no, it's like one of those movies that the plot doesn't really draw you in necessarily, but the state or the production of it all, like the costumes are amazing, the stage design, everything is just like so beautiful. And Twiggy is also, again, like that was one of the, she hasn't been in many movies, but that was one movie that was just like so beautiful. And again, my mom and I kind of share, we love art and fashion. So that was one movie when I was 15 and I was getting into all the old movies. She was like, you need to watch The Boyfriend. So I'm very much into like 60s, 70s movies and cinema. I think just visually they're so captivating. And I love some of the stories as well. So
I literally like I feel like I wasn't freaking out enough when you guys are freaking out about Freaky Friday and Princess Diaries, but I think Princess Diaries 2 is better than Princess Diaries 1. Un
okay, I see that.
Yeah, unpopular opinion maybe, but I don't know. Maybe it's Chris Pine, but I think it's just like he's too swoon-worthy. Either way, either way.
No, I
Uh,
get it. The other day I watched it with my dad. Actually, my dad is so sweet and he loves Princess Diaries. Like it was one of the movies that he took me and my sister like to the theater when it came out, the second movie, when the second movie came out. And so we watched both the first and the second back to back. And I'm like, the second movie is so good. Like you kind of forget because people don't pay attention to the sequels.
I know. It's like it's a great sequel and hopefully what is it called? What is it a trequel? What do you call like a third?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not sure.
I don't know. The only time that I can remember is like the Alvin and the Chipmunks franchise. Um, either way, I think I love your perspective so much and the way you speak about all these things. I think it's just so beautiful because you just have a lot of heart to it. Um, and what does acting mean to you? I know you've been doing this for a very long time, but what does it mean to you?
Ooh, um, so acting, I feel like bringing storytelling and art to life is like the really beautiful part of being an actor and being able to actually like portray that story. And for me, it's really because I'm so drawn to art, I think for me, like I am visually, like I don't draw, I don't paint, but I've always been like very much drawn to performance art. So like for me, that's dance and acting. So to be able to actually like be a part of it and share those stories and bring it to life is a really wonderful part of being an actor. And I think also it's been a really cool journey because not to get too personal, but like for me, because I struggle with anxiety and I've had to like deal with certain things in my life, sometimes it's easy for me to kind of push my emotions away to try to like be able to kind of move on and like try not to let anxiety get to me. But I think acting is actually like it's allowed me to get more back to my emotions, if that makes sense. Like, because I think in order to be an actor, you have to fully allow yourself to feel. And I think it's easy for us to get caught up in life and to dismiss our emotions or to like not validate them. And for me, it's been a beautiful practice of allowing myself to feel everything and also understand that those are like emotions are so important to us as human beings and it's how we connect to people and it's how we connect to characters. And so acting has been a beautiful process for me of just being myself and not only being myself, but being other characters and putting myself in their shoes and being able to empathize with other people that have completely different stories than myself.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I think that's like literally so beautiful, and I feel so touched by that sentence. What I think is so beautiful about film in general is that you can escape from these characters, but something that a lot of people don't think about is that the actors as well, like they can escape in those characters that they're playing as well, or just feel heard or seen within them. So thank you so much for sharing that. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. I really like that question. And honestly, all of these are so good. It's nice to be able to talk to you guys. And I love what you all do. Because what exactly do you guys do with your channel?
Yeah. Okay. Well, we are from we're from a small town in Arizona, and we didn't ever really have these opportunities when it came to film and a bunch of these other creative outlets that we kind of like escape in. Um, so we really want to like amplify, but also just talk to different creatives and hear their point of views from like whatever walk of life, because I feel like there's like a common not goal, but I feel like thing that we all share, and I think to kind of make people feel less alone and understood and kind of just express their passions and their own unique perspective within it. I think that's my interpretation of what we do. Absolutely. I think it's just, we love the arts and we grew up watching almost any movie or every movie, whether it's like comedy, like a lot of the reasons why like we love SNL is because my dad loves comedy so much, so we grew up watching that a lot. And in in the arts, there's just so much, there's comedy, but there's film, but there's fashion and dancing, and everybody has a perspective. And what's just so unique about getting to talk to a lot of people is that at the end of the day, like whatever you're doing, it's that love that we all share for our like respective field that just really unites us and brings us together. And
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's like the powerful thing about anything with art and creativity is it gives life color and it gives us meaning and connection. And so it doesn't have to be even the same art form. It could be even music. Like you could share a similar taste in music with someone who is completely different than you. And it's the way that you can kind of connect and understand each other. So I totally get that. And I kind of relate to you guys. I'm from Columbia, South Carolina, which is a very small city.
Mhm.
And I think it's also sometimes hard when you're not in like a big city like New York or LA or, Florence, Italy. Like sometimes it's hard to find your people or, other creatives, and they are out there. And I think what's also cool is like social media has kind of brought people together that we can connect. Like the fact that you guys reached out to me was really cool and just found me on Instagram. So yeah, I think that's awesome though, what you guys are doing, especially together.
Thank you so much. Literally so sweet. And that literally just sent thank you. Like thank you. I don't know how to express that. Like again, like it's virtual, but hopefully you can feel the love through the
I
screen.
feel it. I feel it.
Good, good. We don't want to take more of your time, but we do have like I think a couple little more things we kind of just want to ask. I
Yeah,
can
absolutely.
ask you, like when was that moment that you were like because sometimes I feel like it's a feeling that you kind of just knew you wanted to kind of act, that you wanted to be an actress, that you kind of wanted to bring these characters to life.
Oh, I think part of it was growing up, I was always I was the one who was like trying to like dance in front of people and like put on performances and like entertain, or I would love to do impressions for people. So that was something that I was always doing growing up. And a lot of people get drawn into acting through theater, but I was actually not like a theater kid. Like I never did it in high school or middle school or anything. I was mainly just dancing, and then I was trying to pursue acting. I started getting into it when I was like 18. So yeah, I think for me, it was just that I was always loving, like, making people laugh or like performing. And that also was the thing that kind of helped me get, since I had such bad social anxiety growing up, it was actually the thing that helped me like break out of my social anxiety, because it made me get more confident in myself, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I think it was mainly just, it was a big part of what I love to do. And then also being so like watching movies, I always loved watching movies. And I got so into the characters that like if I left a movie or like after I watched a movie, I would just be so in like still in character of what happened. Like, I don't know how to describe this. You know, when you guys watch a movie
Yeah.
and you're still in the plot, and then so I
Yeah,
would
I
like,
get you. I get what you're
yeah,
saying.
yeah,
I mean, I feel like
yeah,
that
I
was
would
Saturday
like,
night. I don't. Yeah, we literally
yeah,
like we want to see it every single day. I don't know what it was. He put something in
yeah,
the movie because we kept going back and back and back, and I'm like, at this,
yeah.
I'm gonna know all of the lines.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Like you get so into the story that you
Hmm.
start to like almost, I don't know, for me, it would almost be like I would imagine myself back in the story, and I would love to like go home and look in the mirror and like act like I'm the character in the
Hmm.
movie. Like I just love, yeah. So I think both growing up and just loving being a performer and as well as just enjoying movies and just dreaming to one day be in movies and to just be a part of the stories. I think that's what kind of drew me in when I was younger.
I absolutely love that. And also, I'm not just gonna let that slide through. What do you mean impressions? What impressions do you?
Oh, okay. So that's, I was afraid you were going to say that. I don't know. Cause I can't like give specific examples. Like if you guys were like, do like, I don't know, Ariana Grande, I'm like, I can't like,
I
there's,
I get what you mean. I'm not being like do something for me, but more like what was the impression? Like who was the impression in a way?
oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
If there were like, I don't know, there's one that I would do when I was younger, like I would pretend I was a hairdresser and would do like a New Jersey accent with it and like go around. I loved doing accents. So I'd always try to like learn and try to pick up different accents and then like play different characters for people and things like that. So that's kind of the impressions that I would do. But I always think with SNL, that was the amazing thing was being able to, we watch SNL and we see how amazing the cast are like they're just so good at doing different celebrities or different characters. And I wish like that's something I'm still kind of working on.
Mhm.
But even the cast that I worked with for Saturday night, again, they were just so like the people that they played. It was down to the way that they spoke, down to their mannerisms, and that's all something as an actor that you kind of have to study and pick up on. So I'm hoping to get better at things like that. And once I have like an actual character that I'm studying, that I can be able to like work on those like different things and be able to really imitate someone.
I absolutely get you. I feel like I'll watch SNL and be like, ugh, like, ah, I don't know. Like doing an impression of someone, like I feel like it sounds easy, but it's also like, I don't know. Like,
Well, and they're like real life people, so you
yes, that's
want
what I
to
mean.
do
Like
it
it's not
well.
just like a character, right? If it's a character, I feel like that's more, I guess, easier. But if it's like,
Yeah.
don't ask me to do one. I but I think if it's a person in real life on national television, I don't. I mean, that's super cool, but not.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I want to know what made you guys want to go see it like back to back.
Okay, well, first off, I don't know what it was, but last year I was like, Jason Reitman's becoming one of my favorite directors. And I was super, well, you know what? I'm gonna let you in on something. I auditioned for the movie, so I knew it was coming. But
No way. Oh my gosh.
oh, I
Wait,
forgot
that's so
about so
wait, what did you
I
audition for?
oh my wait. I this isn't exclusive because I haven't told anybody in the world, not even like my mom and dad remember, I bet, because I just
Oh
told
my
my dad
God.
once and he was like, "Oh, okay." And then I like that was the first thing I ever auditioned for. Nobody ever pulled that up. If I was ever in like, thank God Ellen's not around because she would pull that monologue up and I'd be like, turn it off. But anyways, literally I auditioned for Gilda because I love her. But I
No
auditioned, but like
way.
Ella was meant for that and like low key, you know when you watch something and you're like, okay, wait, because no. But I was like aware that this was coming. And I was like counting down basically the days. I didn't know when it was going to come out. I knew it was supposed to be like October, but I had been telling Valentina about this film. Wait, why? I'm like so like this just came out of the blue. No, I haven't told anybody this.
That is so cool. Oh
Telling
my
you,
gosh.
telling you this that you audition is so like, wait a second. But like, anyways, I just been waiting, and we're huge SNL fans. Like, actually, I should be locked up in an asylum. Like, I'm a huge SNL fan at this point. And I was just kind of like, Jason's directing it. It's SNL. Also, I auditioned and I really want to see what it is. And I remember
Yeah.
the cast got put up and it just being like Andrew Barth Feldman was in it, like all these people, and I was just kind of like, what is going on? Like this is insane. And I'm a huge fan of like basically everybody in the film and you yourself now, so I'm just like freaking out. But basically, I was just kind of like, what? So I remember we went and I was just stunned at how much it's been like. I remember I've seen when La La Land was the first movie I saw that I was kind of like, oh, I really want to like direct and write films because nothing at the time ever felt kind of like you just immerse yourself in the film, like you forget that you're watching something. And with this film, that's how it felt. It was almost just like I forget that I'm watching something. Like this is a movie. Like I'm
Oh
watching
yeah.
it. So we just want to go back and see it. And I feel like
It was just, yeah, his like attention to detail as well as just the love that was just emulating through because you could tell when someone's passionate about something and it can reflect through their work. And this was just so reflective of it because again, like we grew up watching SNL, so it was a no-brainer that we wanted to see it, but it was kind of like, will it meet up to that expectation of maybe what that chaos could have looked like? And it absolutely did. And I think the soundtrack was just so beautiful. Every actor did so amazing. And it was just, I also, the script was so
it was
good.
so good because and that's the thing. Maybe we're crazy because we saw it. My parents were like
Again,
because
like,
we're so about going to the movie theater. Like it's to me, it's like that's a second place. Like I don't know what you call it, like a second, you know, when you just go somewhere a lot, we go
Yeah.
all the time. Like that's an escape. Like that's a place where like I just love going to the theater. but I don't know, it felt like a no-brainer. And if we could have seen it, like we were literally like, should we see it again? We were like, no, this is too much because we're gonna be
Like
traveling.
fourth time, maybe.
We
I
were
don't know.
no, literally, I was like, should we just go and see it again? We were like, no, like it might be a little
It's like
too
that
much.
bank account was crying that
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah. No,
but
but I understand it. And it was so funny because so I was in Italy when it came
Mhm.
out. And I missed like the premiere screening and stuff. And then I came home and my sister was so sweet because she saw it the day it came out, like wide, like all across America. Because they were doing the screenings also in like New York and LA.
Mhm.
And so when it did the wide release, she saw it with a couple of my friends and then she like organized another night when I came home a week later for me and all my friends to go see it together. And it was so cute. She even got like a little red carpet for me, which was like so precious. But she had seen it already another time, and so did another one of my friends. But they were like, wait, that was so good seeing it a second time because we were able to pick up on everything, like all the little details. Because the first time when they first saw it, it was like, I mean, you're taken into the stress of what it was like to actually like be 90 minutes before SNL went live. So there was a lot of it that they missed. And even me, like I think I was jet lagged because I literally came back Thursday, like the 16th, and then watched it the next day on Friday night. And I was just like, whoa. Like I was like a little tired and I was really trying to like pay attention to the whole movie. And like obviously I had been on set that whole like most of the time during filming. So I knew what everything was about. Like I knew the whole story, but then to actually see it come to life was amazing. And then to see like pick up on the little things that they like the script was so funny. And so I feel like I need to go home and see it again. Because I was only able to see it one time before I had to come back to Italy. But yeah, it's definitely one of those movies that you have to see several times. And again, Jason and Gil, who also
Mhm.
he was the co-writer of the movie. Both of them are amazing. I think they collaborate quite often together. So they probably know definitely that rhythm of how to work together. And I have another question for you guys, if you don't mind. Would you
yes,
guys
please
Okay.
want
do.
to?
I we might if we get out, like if I'll send you a link again because sometimes it does that, but just ask away.
Yes,
Ask
please.
away, but if this would have happened, I'm gonna send you another link. But go ahead.
Okay, cool. Would you guys co-direct together since is that kind of a dream of y'all's to work
Yes.
alongside one another? Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. There's no limitations to what we can do. And I think we've always just been I think I don't know. I don't know if it's because we're twins or the way we were raised, but we're really close and we've done a lot of things together. So like we did sports together. We did clubs together. We do a lot of things
We
together.
do this together. No, but like we do so much together. And I feel like we kind of get that sort of, even like with writing, I know we've written a couple things together. So I think it's just kind of that. We both kind of get, I feel like if I were to question something, she might be able to interpret it a bit differently. And I feel like we indulge the same type of like media or
And
different,
we've
just
also
like,
just like have a lot of shared experiences. So it could be like
Mhm.
if I don't remember something or if I'm trying like to put something into words, like she'll know exactly how to do that. And
Yeah. No, totally. That is so cool. Oh my gosh. You
you
guys
are
are gonna be like the
literally so.
famous, huh?
Okay, wait, pause. Because you did not just say that. Like, you did not just say that, Grace,
Yeah. No,
because
you are. You guys are gonna be like the famous twin sister
oh, girl.
directors, actors, everything.
Grace,
Yes.
pause. You're gonna make my
Yes.
ego a little bit bigger, and I don't need that. Actually, maybe
Girl, I'm
a little
telling
bit,
you,
but
it's
no,
gonna happen. We're
you're
manifesting right now.
you're literally so awesome, and I am so lucky that you responded.
literally such a blessing. I'm telling you, like we got the hour wrong, I think
We
the
got the
other
hour
day.
wrong.
We got
Yeah.
the hour wrong the other day,
It's okay.
but
Totally,
able to
totally understandable.
to be able to genuinely chat with you is just such a gift. And it was just such a treat to my heart. Again, like this film meant so much, but knowing you as a person now just means so much more. So
Hmm.
thank you.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you so much. And I know we're probably going to get cut off, but